Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, Sarah here with another great business to discuss on this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is Salman, and he's selling his Adsense and Amazon Associates business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. Welcome to the show, Salman. How are you doing today?
Very good. How are you?
Good. Yeah. Great to have you here. Definitely looking forward to talking a bit more about your business. Before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of this business. So this is an Adsense and Amazon Associates business in the beauty niche created in December 2015. The average monthly revenue of the business is $5,784, and it has an average of $5,721 per month in net profit, and that is based on an 8-month pricing period. Included in the sale of the business are 3 domains and all site content and files, 1 additional redirect domain, 3 Pinterest accounts, SOPs, a do follow homepage, backlinks from other sites the seller owns. And for everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 47419 to learn more about the business or place a refundable deposit to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing. Now that I've given a general overview of the business, let's dig into the interview. So, Salman, can you tell me a little bit about your background in building and running online businesses?
Yes, I've been on the building pages before. Like I was creating websites for people, for clients, and then I moved on to SEO. I worked in an SEO company for 2 years. I then quickly realized I can do this myself. And since I also know how to build the sites, I was inspired by a few online websites like Niche Pursuits and another one that I don't remember. And I saw it and I thought, okay, I can do this. So I started doing it. I did a few projects. The first project actually that I did, I ended up selling an Empire Flippers. But it was I started this maybe 6 years ago, the first project. And since then, I've been creating websites and doing this exclusively.
Okay, very cool. So how did you arrive to, say, starting this business? So how did this business, I know you've got a couple different websites in the package here, but just tell me how all that got started.
Okay, so initially we started doing the sites. I work with my partner. So we started doing sites we created a few beauty sites for millennials. And I think it was a keyword research thing. Like we're doing other beauty stuff, like makeup and all kinds of that stuff. And all of a sudden we stumbled upon very successful, very beautiful site that was in this niche. And it was a really solid site. And I remember that I saw it and I thought, I think we can do this. Like it's going to be maybe tough, but we can try doing this. And then we started and we succeeded quite quickly to start getting traffic. And since then, the site has been live for a while now. I think probably 5 years or 4 years or something like this. And that we were inspired by another competitor site. We like it. We can do this at the same level. There is usually the case that you find a site that is not so good and you think, wow, I can do this better. But in this case, it was like, can I do this at this level? And I realized that I could, so we did it. And I have to say also that my girlfriend is a girl, so she understands these things better than me. And mostly the webmaster and do the SEO, and she takes care of the content. She writes the content and get pictures and manage the Pinterest accounts.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you've got a pretty good team set up there. So I'm curious, why did you choose this business model? So I know you're working in Adsense and Amazon Associates. Why did you choose these models, and why do you think that these models are just great for people who are just interested in getting started in online business?
Well, for me, let's start by Adsense. I don't think creating an Adsense site is easy, but maintaining an Adsense site is easy. So like the creation and development, the push at the beginning is quite hard. But once the site is established, it's just very laid out kind of revenue that just keep coming, and you don't need to be optimizing all the time. And like, for instance, I have very little experience with affiliate. Like Amazon, I don't consider it exactly an affiliate, but what I mean, like affiliate offers, like some people just go and find the offers and then create the content and then do affiliates like that. I never done that. I never succeeded doing that. For me, AdSense just allows me to focus on creating great content and high quality content And then I know I can get the traffic from Google or from Pinterest in this case. And that's it. So I think it's also a very laid back kind of way to earn money. And I am sure my sites could be better monetized, but somebody has understanding of other affiliate offers, or maybe who is open to experiment more. I really I'm so used to it. I just put the ads and create the structure, and then the pages that are related to the Amazon associates are completely separated and they are different. And regarding the associates, it's a little more complicated. You need to create longer content. You need to work harder at the content. We actually have in the site quite a nice template format that I created for products that is different from the regular post. And this is easy to, like, if the new buyer will want to create new product pages, he can just copy, paste, and change the content, change the pictures, and it has like a very beautiful layout I created. And that's it mostly. Like, I think AdSense is the more laid back option. Amazon requires more work and more optimization and more awareness maybe. But once they are running, they was just run, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a good answer. So why are you selling the business instead of, say, keeping it and growing it?
Yeah, I have this business for maybe 5 years. To be honest, I just started a family. I am finding that I am unable to do the basic maintenance at the moment because I'm so focused in the parenting and, it's a new baby. So if you have the time availability like I do and the option to be with them all the time, and you want to be with them all the time. So I want to assure myself the next 5 years so I can be with my family. And also I want to invest a little bit because it's a good time for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. I certainly want to have a percentage, increase my exposure to that. Yeah, but also I feel a little stagnated like doing these sites. I just want to challenge myself, to see if I can do it again and create different sites. Maybe even change to something new. I don't know. I'm open to new ideas. I'm a little bored, to be honest, with this industry. I want to move on.
I get that. You want to move on and definitely have a lot on your hands with a new baby. So that's completely understandable. So kind of moving on to a different subject here, would you say there's anything that you learned from building this business that just seemed to really, kind of work for you?
Well, firstly, what I said at the beginning is a lesson. Like, don't be discouraged when you see a competitor that is very good. Sometimes at the beginning, what I did was the opposite, by the way. The first site I sold, it was I saw this site, it was a complete disaster. And I thought, wow, this I can do better. And I did better and it went well. But also you can do the opposite. You can find somebody who's doing really well and think, okay, how can I do this at the same level or maybe better, even though it's a really high quality niche. And also, even though there is quite a few competitors that are strong, but there were quite a few. And if I thought, no, I cannot compete with these guys, I wouldn't be here right now. So that is important. And also, I think it's important to be, on top of things. I think when I imagine the buyer of the site, I would like this person to be somebody who wants to take the site and take it somewhere, right? Because there has a lot of potential. I think easily there is potential in the SEO side. There is also potential for adding more content and generating more traffic. So yeah, I really think this is not the kind of site you buy and you should sit around and wait to see what happens. I think you need to push it if you want to take it where it can go. It can still go very far.
Yeah, well, so while we're on that subject, can you tell me a little bit more about opportunities for growth? And, if you were to keep it, what are some ways that you would be trying to grow it yourself?
Yeah, so, okay, let's start by the basics. Since I am an SEO person, I would say the following. I never used the PBN in this site. I am not big on PBNs. I just don't understand it. The few times I tried to do it in the past, it didn't work for me. I think it requires some kind of technical genius that I don't have. But I think that if somebody has a very strong PBN and knows what he's doing, using a PBN in these sites will certainly could increase traffic by 300 or 400% easily. And that's one opportunity for somebody who has the knowledge and the infrastructure to create that. The other opportunity, I'm guessing the person who is buying a site with this level of capital also has some more capital to invest. So if you don't want to go to the PBN route, I'm not sure, I'm not against it. I'm not just not good at it. But yeah, if you are more steady guy like me that prefer to be on the safe side, you could invest maybe 5, 10K and create a link building campaign and adding new content. Certainly the product pages need some SEO links. If you can put links in there, there is a lot of product pages that created them, but I didn't create backlinks for them. And I think there is potential. The content is quite good. So anybody who is watching the site, I recommend you to just go inside and read a few of the articles and see that we actually put a lot of time in the product side. I think there is probably 20 product pages for Amazon. And also the regular content is very good. So as I say, like maybe a PBN, maybe investing in link building, and of course, investing in content if you really want to see an increase in revenue and maybe flip the site, or if you want just to increase the revenue and enjoy the site following years. It is a good idea to invest in content. It is a good idea to invest in SEO. As I said before, I think maybe somebody who is good at monetization can find ways to generate more revenue. Like, for instance, an easy way to generate revenue that was not doing, because, again, I'm a solid guy and I don't like to do things that eventually harm the site. But I get tons of emails every month, people who want the backlinks on my site. I never even sold one in this site because I don't feel comfortable with it. I think long run, it maybe can affect, but these days links go by a very nice price and you could get a few thousand extra dollars per month just doing that. So it's something to consider.
Yeah, I think I really like how you set that up and you're talking about, what a solid foundation this business has. I know that you've got really solid content in place. I think that really ties in with, where I want to go next, which is, if you could tell me what you're doing to, market your content and your business and, where the majority of your traffic is coming from.
So because there is like 3 sites, right? So every site is different. There is one site, the smaller one, that is mostly organic. There is also another site that is mostly Pinterest. And there is also the biggest site that is maybe for sure within numbers, because I just taken from my memory, but I think it's maybe 60% Pinterest, 40% organic. Mm-hmm. So as I say, like there is a quite place for improvement in the SEO front for sure, and in the Pinterest it's just a matter of content. You just add more content. So you ask also what I am doing. So to be honest, the last year we were like taking it very easy in general with our business, because it runs anyways, and we were super busy with starting a family business, and so we've been doing the minimum, which is basically adding pictures to existing articles and pinning them using Tailwind. I haven't done any link building for quite a while. So yeah, that's why I say that also, like, I feel I stagnated a little bit and it's time to move on and to maybe give the site to somebody who has the energy and the time to take it where it needs to be.
Okay. I think that's a good answer. So, we've talked about growth opportunities here. We always want to make sure we're covering both sides of the story. So what do you think are the biggest risks with the business that a buyer should be aware of?
It's always the same, right? Google update can come anytime. Maybe a Pinterest algorithm change. That's mostly, I think, dangers that are always existing in this business. Regarding the Google thread, I think I done quite well in create solid. This any buyer can judge by himself by going to Hrefs and checking the links. But site is quite solid, and I didn't engage in spam. I didn't do any, PBN and other spammy behavior. Mostly, again, because I'm not so good at it. Some people are just geniuses that can do that very well. I'm glad they do, but I personally just stick to the most, straight way to do it. This doesn't mean there cannot be an update, because Google sometimes can harm sites that are doing everything the best way possible. It's just a matter of luck at the end of the day. But the sites have been up for 5 years. So the main site has been up for 5 years, and traffic fluctuates, of course, but has never been penalized in the past and never get notification in Webmaster Tools saying something is wrong. So,
yeah, it's a good thing. Like, definitely you've got good longevity with that main site. And I know the other ones are just slightly younger, but still had a little bit of history behind them.
It's also important to say that the second biggest site, it used to be a different domain, but it also has antiquity because it's been around for a while. I just rebranded it a year ago because I wanted to have keywords on the domain.
Okay, that makes sense. I know that you've been really busy. I think you've talked about this in a way, but I just want to make sure we circle back and don't miss anything. Can you describe the amount and type of work you do on this business for maintenance?
Yeah, so mainly right now, it is my partner that is doing this work. I'm not so good at details, but maybe we could arrange a Skype call with the buyer to talk about the details. But what she's doing mainly, as I tell you, is she's updating new pictures to the old content and pinning them using Tailwind. She also pins random stuff, so it's not only like our site stuff. So she has quite a bit of experience with Pinterest also. She's been doing Pinterest for a while. Even before we were doing this, she was doing Pinterest as a service. So she can give also some good tips. Regarding hours, like as I tell you, like we sadly don't have much hours. Like maybe she's doing 4 or 5 hours a week, spread throughout the week. It's not in the same day, like maybe 1 hour a day, something like this. But to be honest, it's not what I recommend, right? So if you're going to invest in at this level, so you should just take it and push it, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So would you say there's, skills or requirements for someone not familiar with this niche or business model just in order to take over this business?
I think if you're not familiar with the niche or you're not familiar, not comfortable writing content, you will need to learn how to properly outsource, find a good writer that can create good content. Of course, this site is better situated for women in general because they get it, right? But I, as a man, also find quite a bit of opportunities myself for the site and things. So it's not like it's exclusively, but I can understand how a guy will feel more comfortable with, I don't know, doing a knife site or something like that. So
it's a good opportunity for you to learn about makeup and beauty stuff, right?
Right. You connect with the feminine side,
Exactly. Awesome.
Yeah, so I actually know a lot already about the type of hair and all kind of things, makeup, because I am in this niche for a while, right?
Right.
Not only this niche, the different women niche.
Okay, we're cool. So you're pretty knowledgeable now. I'm sure you can help buyers if they're not super familiar with the niche. You could share all your knowledge with them, which actually leads me to my next question. I was wondering how much support you were offering buyers.
I don't remember what I brought in there, but I am comfortable maybe making 2 Skype calls if they need it, and then email. And of course, I'm actually very informal person, and I'm okay with also helping out if they need help in the future. But of course, I cannot say that for sure, like I'm going to be there 24/7 because, as I told you, I have a family now. But I certainly have no problem making these calls, as is written in the listing. I don't remember what I say. And additionally, like if you really want to, the person who is buying the site really wants to hear my vision for the future and what other ideas I have, what things I think that hot and how the SEO strategy should look like. All that stuff I have no problem giving away for free because anyways, I'm not continuing working in this niche. So I want you to succeed and to make a good income for yourself.
I think that's a great answer. Would you commit to a non-compete?
Yeah, of course. I'm done with this. I'm creating new sites now, but they are not in this niche. They are in different niche.
Okay. And are you open to something like an earnout?
An earnout? No, I'm not open. But if you have like a super spectacular offer that I cannot deny, maybe I check it out. But in general, I just want to get the cash, and so I am able to reinvest and do other things.
Okay. A few personal wrap-up questions here. Was there anyone who inspired you while building this business that our listeners might like as well? This could be maybe a podcast you were listening to, YouTube channel, certain resources online. I think you mentioned them at the beginning of the interview, like Niche Pursuits and stuff like that. So
Niche Pursuits was nice. Like it was before this business, actually. I think several of these guys are really nice as an inspiration source. I think there is this guy, Haber something, has an affiliate income site. They were both like instrumental for me in a way that before I didn't know if it was possible. What I mean to say is like any resource in general, like many of these guys are like sharing good content and everything, but they are more focused on maybe selling affiliate products and stuff. But for me, the place this kind of sites has is mostly not to know what to do, but to learn to understand what are the possibilities, right? So you see this guy is doing it and he's succeeding, and then you say, okay, so he can do it, I can do it. But yeah, I'm not so sure about specifically the advice they give. I haven't been following the latest year, so I don't know what they're doing. But I think also if you want something was really instrumental for me, Tim Ferriss for our work week was the beginning of my journey. I read the book and I was living like a regular 9-to-5 lifestyle, working, and I realized like it was not sustainable and it's not what I wanted to do. And then again, like it's not that I did exactly what Tim Ferriss says. I just went and found my way to do it. But he was an inspiration in a way that he told me that, okay, you can do this. And he also wake me up to the idea that you can live really cheap in South America and Asia and have more free time to build your business. That it was a very important idea for me too.
Yeah, I can definitely say that a lot of our listeners would probably have the same reaction that you did to 4-Hour Workweek, and it kind of started their journeys as well. So that's pretty cool. Well, big wrap-up question here, but Putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think this is a business worth buying?
Listen, I feel the sites are in a very good moment right now. I actually saw many sites for sale in the past, also in Empire Flippers, and some of them are like really, when I see a CFA, I think, oh, okay, this one is a good one. And many times I see sites that are maybe declining or not in the best. Of course, there are also opportunities because somebody take a declining site and turn it around and make it go. But yes, if I was buying a site, I would buy a site that is pushing up and not dwindling down. For sure, that's a good advice for the buyer. So this is a good opportunity in that way. Also, the quality of the site is quite good. If you take the time to see the design, and I put a lot of energy in the design and making the sites look good. Your average amateurish site that looks very strange that I saw many around. So you have all those things going for you. And also, to be honest, the sites are still like trending, doing well, even though the last year we were unable to work mostly. And that also shows a very nice trend. And it shows the potential because if you come with the energy and you put the work, you're probably going to see some results. And then you can decide if you want to sell it again or do something else. I think it's a good opportunity in that way. And also, they have quite a bit of history that is also important. I think a site that's been around for only a year is quite risky in this industry today, as it's moving very fast. You want to see that the site has some longevity if you're willing to invest. Yeah, and that's it mostly. I still see the potential, to be honest. My life is not in the right place to do it right now.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense. And, you've created a really solid business here. So I think you're in a pretty good place. And I'm really excited to see how everything is going to play out for you. Well, Solomon, I've covered most of my questions here. I don't know if you have anything else that you'd like to add before we get going.
No, I think I went over everything.
Perfect. All right, great. Well, Solomon, I'm very glad that you came and spoke with me today. It's a really cool business that you've set up. And, again, just best of luck with the sale and hope it all goes well.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. And for everyone listening out there, to check out more details on this business or place a deposit, visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing number 47419. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, click the link in the description to go straight to the listing. By placing a refundable deposit, you'll be given everything you need to know about the business and can start your due diligence. Until next time.